Hello and welcome to today's class. This is Amy's English language family. I am Amy and I will be your teacher. In today's lesson, we will be studying the English alphabet. So let's take a look. The English alphabet has 26 letters. There are 5 vowels and 21 consonants. There's one special consonant that we can use as a vowel and a consonant. Can you guess which letter that is? Don't worry if you can't, because we're going to take a look at it later. We are going to read through the alphabet 3 times. On our first time, I just want you to listen to me. On our second try, I'm going to read each letter and I want you to repeat each letter after me. On our third try, we're going to read through them at the same time. So let's start. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. You might hear Z pronounced in 2 different ways. You might also hear it pronounced Z. In British English, we use Z. In American English, they use Z. So don't worry if you hear the 2 and get confused. They're both okay. So now I'm going to say the letter first and I want you to repeat after me. Let's try. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Fantastic, well done. Now I want us to try and read them at the same time. So let's give it a go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Fantastic, well done. And remember, if you need to try and practice that again, just rewind a little bit and give it another go. Now, what I'd like to talk about is uppercase letters or capital letters and lowercase letters. As you can see, with each letter, there are two symbols. There is a big symbol and a little symbol, and we call those uppercase letters or capital letters and lowercase letters. And we are now going to take a look at when we use uppercase letters and lowercase letters. Pause. So here are our capital letters or our uppercase letters, and each letter of the alphabet has a capital letter. So what I would like you to do in this part of the video is to pause the video and to practice writing our capital letters. So let's look at when we use our capital letters. So there are many different times when we use capital letters, but the most important one is the first letter of every sentence. And I haven't written this down, and the reason why is because we will see it all the time through our sentences. So let's have a look at one of the first examples. So we use capital letters when we are writing people's names. So every name starts with a capital letter. So if I was to write my name, I would write capital A, lowercase m and y. If we were to spell your name, we would start with a capital letter and we would follow with lowercase letters. Let's look at some examples. Here we have Andrew Williams. And if we look, we have Andrew went to work. We have our Andrew that begins with a capital letter for two reasons. One reason is that it is at the start of the sentence. The second reason is because Andrew is a name. So let's look at our second example. We have Mr. Williams. He saw a letter addressed to Mr. Williams. And we can see here that our first letter in our sentence starts with a capital letter. And then we have all lowercase letters until we get to Mr. Williams. And Mr. Williams has a capital letter at the start of his name. So we always use capital letters when we're writing people's names. The second one is places, which is very similar to names because they're not the names of people, but they are the names of places. So let's look at our example. First of all, we have Japan. We start with a capital letter. I am travelling to Japan this year. So I started with a capital letter, then I have lowercase letters, and then I have Japan, which starts with a capital letter. Then we have Disneyland. I had fun at Disneyland. We have a capital letter at the beginning of our sentence. Had fun at, and then Disneyland, where we have another capital letter at the beginning of the name. Then we've got Lake Como. I walked around Lake Como. So we can see that we start with a capital letter, then we have lowercase letters, and Lake Como begins with capital letters. Let's look at our next one. The next one is times. So our days of the week, we use capital letters. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday all begin with capital letters. Let's look at our example. Monday. I am going to school on Monday. So we can see we have a capital letter at the beginning of our sentence and then a capital letter on Monday. Then we have our months. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November and December will all start with capital letters. Let's look at our example. December. I love December because of Christmas. Here we can see 3 capital letters. So we have I, because it's at the beginning of the sentence. Love, December. December because it's our time. It is the name of a month. And then we have Christmas, which is going to take us into our next one. So, Middle Ages. When we mention times, so like the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, we also use capital letters because they're the names of times. So let's look at our example. Middle Ages. I like learning about the Middle Ages. So we start with a capital letter and then Middle Ages also has a capital letter. Then we have other, and these are very similar to the rest of ours. They are names. So we have names of brands. So that could be Nike, Adidas, McDonald's, Subway. Any names of brands have capital letters. And here our example is Nike. I bought some Nike trainers. So as we can see, Nike begins with a capital letter. Then we have planets. So Mars. The planet Mars is red, and our Mars starts with a capital letter. Then we have the names of languages. I've used the example Korean. I am learning the Korean language. Fantastic. Now, let's take a look at our lowercase letters. And as you can see, all 26 letters of the alphabet also have a lowercase letter. But when do we use our lowercase letters? Let's take a look. So we use lowercase letters for common nouns. If they do not come at the beginning of a sentence, then they are all in lowercase letters. So let's look at our example. We have dog. If we look at our sentence, we have our first letter of the sentence is a capital letter, and all the other words are lowercase letters. So the dog ate his dinner. The dog ate his dinner. Then we have human. The first letter is our capital letter, and then we have the bear scared the humans. I would be scared of a bear too. Then we have mother. William asked his mother for a biscuit. So as we can see, William, wrong place. William starts with a capital letter for two reasons. The first reason is that it's a name, and the second reason is because it's at the beginning of a sentence. Then we have our second reason, which is after the first letter of a sentence. So we've discussed this. Let's look. It was raining. First letter is a capital, and all of the others are lowercase letters. This one has two capital letters. So let's look. We have I liked William very much. As we can see, the name William still has a capital letter. I would like to use the bathroom. Sometimes I like to eat ice cream. Why don't you practice some sentences and write them in the comments for me to see? Now we're going to take a look at our vowels. As we mentioned earlier, we have 5 vowels, and our 5 vowels are A, E, I, O, U. Why don't you practice saying them after me? A, E, I, O, U. Well done. Now, why don't you say them at the same time as me? A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. Now we're going to look at some words using vowels. So, almost all words use vowels. There's only some very special words that don't use vowels. So, let's take a look at some that do. We have A, bat, crab, maker. Say them after me. Bat, crab, maker. Then we have E, Say them after me. Bed, bend, creak. And now we have I. In, flip, misty. Try saying them after me. In, flip, misty. And then we have O. On, top, order. Try saying them after me. On, top, order. And finally we have U. Us, drum, under. And say them after me. Us, drum, under. Fantastic. We will look at vowels more in a later video. And what about our consonants? We have B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. Fantastic. So let's look at some words using our consonants. Let's start here. B, we have box and boom. C, can and craft. D, do and donut. F, we have far and face. G, we have go and great. H, we have hello and help. J, we have joke and jolly. K, we have kite and kipper. L, we have love and laughter. M, we have make and mother. N, we have nip and nibble. P, we have past and plate. Q, we have queen and quip. Oops, I said them the wrong way round. We have quip and queen. R, we have wrap and rain. S, we have sun and safe. T, we have tell and truth. V, we have video and vendor. W, we have will and wish. X, we have X-ray and 6. Y, we have you and yourself. And for Z, we have zoo and zipper. Fantastic. I hope you said those along with me. Now we have our special vowel that we mentioned earlier. Did you guess what it was? Our special vowel is the letter Y. And the reason why it's so special is because the letter Y can be used as a vowel and a consonant. And it depends where it comes and what sound it makes in a word. So let's take a look at some examples. So our consonant Y, the first letter of a word or the first letter of a syllable. So if we look here, we have you, yours, yard, yoke, beyond, lawyer, yucky, and it's just cut off the screen, but that does say yesterday. Now yucky and yesterday are very special ones, and I will explain why in a moment. Then we have our vowel Y, and this is where it is anywhere else in a word. So if it's not at the beginning of a word or the first letter of a syllable, it is a vowel Y. So bay, say, monkey, toy, today, fly. And then we've got our two special words down here, which are yucky and cut off again, yesterday. So the reason why yucky and yesterday are special is because they contain a consonant vowel and a consonant Y and a vowel Y. We have our consonant at the beginning, and then we have our vowel at the end. So what words can you think of that use the consonant vowel, the consonant Y, and the vowel Y? Can you write them in the comments for me? So that brings us to the end of today's lesson. We're going to have a lot more lessons, learning a lot more things. So please do keep looking and checking in. And I hope that you learned something today. Why don't you try using a sentence with a name in it and type it into the comments. And remember that the first letter of our sentence begins with an uppercase letter, so a capital letter, and a name begins with a capital letter. And all the other words are going to be lowercase letters. Also, remember our full stop, which is also very important when we're writing. Every sentence needs a full stop at the end. So, thank you for learning with me today. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you come back to learn with me in the future. If you have any comments or any ideas, leave them below. And try using the letter Y as a consonant and a vowel. I hope to see you soon. I'm Teacher Amy. Just call me Amy. Stay awesome and remember to drink water. Bye guys. Our beautiful mascot Cooper got very bored of listening to me record the same part of my video over and over again. So bored that he fell asleep. Cooper. Cooper. Nope, he's out for the count. I bored him into a deep sleep. See you soon, guys.